The first moment I laid eyes on her, she wasn't shining like the rest. The Xerian princess was famed across the cosmos for her brilliance. Her skin glittered like scattered stars. Her gaze held the soft gleam of cosmic dust, and her presence alone could hush entire chambers. Yet that day, when I stood within, the human envoy on the planet Zyra 9, she appeared distant. Her name was LRA, offspring of the supreme rulers of Zyra, and I was insignificant, merely Elias Ward, a communications officer from Earth, selected to interpret human signals and sayings for the peace conference linking our realms. Our past was soaked in blood. 5 decades of conflict had scorched the heavens, tainted seas, and claimed countless lives. Now the remaining authorities pursued harmony. But unity, I soon discovered, wasn't what LRA desired. When we were first presented, I bowed deeply, as earthly customs required. She offered no return. Instead, she regarded me with quiet contempt. Her voice was musical, though her words cut deep. Tell your species, she spoke, that not every scar can be healed with apologies. The chamber fell still. My chest tightened. I assumed she despised humans, and she likely had every reason. Her mother was lost in the first orbital assault. Her sibling had disappeared in the war's chaos. And there I stood, a human, daring to face her with a smile. For several weeks, we met amid negotiations. I translated diplomatic speeches, decoded expressions, and, at times, attempted casual talk. She dismissed me most days, but once, as I assisted her with carrying several data tablets, she halted. You're different, she murmured. In what way? You listen. That marked the first moment. Her voice carried warmth. After that, small instances unfolded. A mutual glance in tedious meetings. A soft laugh when I mispronounced a Xerian phrase, and once, an evening beneath the luminous auroras of her world. She settled beside me on a balcony. The stars washed her in silver, and her hair flowed like radiant liquid. Do you ever regret being human? She asked. Without warning, I gave a sorrowful grin. At times, especially when mankind destroys what it fails to grasp. Her features softened. You grasp more than most. From that moment, something shifted between us. She would question Earth's seas, its melodies, and its hopes. I described rainfall, true rain, the kind that brushes flesh instead of descending as plasma. I told her how lovers on Earth walked beneath umbrellas, how they'd laughed despite being drenched, and how the scent of damp soil brought them a sense of home. She listened in silence, eyes wide, as though the thought of simple human affection was a fresh form of wonder. One night, she requested I share music with her. So I brought an ancient track, a gentle piano song from before the war. As it played, she closed her eyes. Her glowing skin throbbed in quiet rhythm. This, she sighed, feels like peace. In that moment I understood she didn't despise humanity. She loathed what humans had caused. And perhaps she was beginning to forgive. But peace was fragile. When a renegade group of human troops ambushed a Xerian transport, everything started to collapse again. Discussions halted. Uprisings spread through colonies. I was blamed for disclosing locations solely due to my closeness to her. They seized me. The prison was cold, metallic, and muted, aside from my breaths. I thought it was my end. Humanity had shattered peace. Again, and this time I would perish for it. Yet in the silent night, I caught the faint buzz of energy locks fading. The entrance slid open, and there she stood. Princess LRA, masked in dark attire. her gaze fierce and glistening with emotion. "What are you doing?" I breathed. "Rescuing you," she replied. She reached out her radiant hand. I hesitated. "If they uncover this, you'll lose everything." Her words
shook.
"If I don't, I'll lose something far more." I grasped her hand. Together we raced through passageways, ghost-like in silence, slipping beyond sentries, navigating through utility tunnels until we reached a hangar. There, a compact vessel awaited, unregistered, sleek, moonlight silver. As we ascended, alarms screamed across the city. The stars outside warped into bright trails as we entered hyperspace. I turned toward her, speechless. "Why?" I finally uttered.
"Why?"
"Endanger yourself for me." She shifted her face half-lit by the console's glow. "Because you proved to me that humans are not monsters. You reminded me of beauty. Once more." I wanted to speak, say anything, but words deserted me. We hid for several days in a deserted observation post, near the outer rings. Beneath the eternal stars, she laughed. For the first time without restraint, we prepared strange alien fruits, listened to ancient earth melodies, and shared tales of our worlds. One evening, she moved close,
so
near that I could feel her warmth, her
light.
"If the universe were just," she whispered, "we would have met before the war." "Perhaps," I murmured softly, "but we needed the war to truly value peace," she replied with a wistful smile. "You speak like a philosopher of old." Maybe I'm simply a man who finally found someone worth believing in. Her radiant fingers grazed mine.
The
touch was electric, alive. Then she softly asked, "Elias, do you love me?"
My
breath caught. I had never dared to speak it, yet now I could no longer hide it. "Yes," I said. "I believe I always have." She leaned forward until our foreheads met, her light blending with my shadow. "I thought I despised humans," she whispered, her voice quivering. But I was mistaken. The next morning, our refuge was discovered. Zurin's ships encircled the station. Her father's voice boomed through the comms, heavy with anger and
sorrow.
"LRA, return immediately. The human must face judgment." She looked at me. Tears sparkled like stars in her eyes. "I can end this war," she murmured softly. "But if I stay, they'll call it treason. And if you leave," she offered a faint smile, "they'll remember that love could exist, even between adversaries." Before I could stop her, she stepped onto the landing bay, surrendering herself. I shouted, ran after her, but the guards restrained me.
That
was the last time I saw her. The Zirian fleet departed, leaving me alone on the silent station. Weeks dragged by. I waited, yearning for a sign, any message, but none arrived until one night the console flickered. A small data crystal appeared in the transmission buffer. Her voice came through. "Elias," she whispered, "I convinced them to release you. They believe you were my prisoner, not my
choice.
I had to lie to save your life." She paused, voice trembling. "But know this, in every universe, across every timeline, I would still choose you." The message ended. I sat for hours, gazing at the stars. The same stars that had witnessed our impossible love. Years later, peace finally settled. A new treaty unified our worlds under a single federation. During the ceremony, a familiar figure appeared on the stage. Older, regal, radiant, Princess LRA. Our eyes met across the hall, and for a moment, time seemed to fold in on itself. The crowd disappeared. The speeches vanished. There was only her. When the ceremony ended, she moved past me, silent, graceful. But as she passed, she slipped something into my hand. A small luminous crystal etched with two Words in Syrian script. Still yours.
I
Looked up, but she was already walking away, her crown blazing like the sun. And, as she vanished into the crowd, I whispered to myself,